Hey guys, Sasha from netbooknews.com, and guess what I got? I got the little or big brother, I guess that's a matter of the perspective, of the iPad Transformer, which I have here, and as you can see that's the version with the docking station, keyboard and whatnot, and I'm pretty sure that you're familiar with this one, but let's talk about this one. That's the ASUS iPad Slider SL101. Kind of reminds me of the Mercedes and the Type A 101 tower over here, but whatever. I have no clue how ASUS is coming up with all these product names. Let's dive right into it, and while I'm unboxing this one that I just bought for 18,900 NTs, 30 NT is $1 US, so this is like 630 US. You should have a calculator on your desktop right now, so double check it or go to a currency converter, exchanger, whatever. I got the special edition 32 gigabyte with a sleeve, and oh my god, this one is so smooth. Look at this. Costs you 25 cents to make, and that's why they call it a special edition, because you're getting it for free instead of paying $25 for it. Thank you. Not, well, of course, thank you, because I like to have a sleeve. Here's a slider. Before we're talking about the slider, let's take a look at the accessories. We have a bunch of manuals here, and yeah, you know, all the boring stuff. And they're still using the standard PSU that I also saw coming with the iPad Transformer. So you can also use it with your Transformer, you can use it with your slider, even though it kind of makes no sense to have both of these devices, besides being a weird tech blogger that just loves to collect gadgets like me. Anyways, that's it about the accessories, and now let's take a look at the slider. I have to tell you, I kind of faked this unboxing because I already used it for my German video, and as you can tell, I'm not pretty good in reboxing devices again. And finally I can destroy all this plastic BS here. Here we go, that's the slide. Let's talk about the specifications. 1 gigabyte of RAM NVIDIA Tegra 2, that's a dual core ARM Cortex A9. Each core is clocked at 1 gigahertz. It's 1 gigabyte of RAM. I have the 32 gigabyte flash memory version, or SSD version, 10.1 inch display, IPS, 1280 by 800 is the resolution, with a 1.2 megapixel camera on the front, which is obviously upside down at the moment. Here we go. There's the 1.2 megapixel camera, and there's a 5 megapixel camera on the back. This kind of feels like brushed aluminum, or let's say at least it looks like brushed aluminum, but this is still plastic. This is a kind of hardcover plastic surface, but I really like it. It feels good in your hands. Let's take a quick look around the device. We have a micro SD card slot here. I have no clue. Is it a reset button or whatever? I think I need to figure it out as soon as I'm booting it up. There's a volume control, power button. There's nothing on the front. And on the right side we have a USB 2.0 and a connector for your headset. And on the top we have the connector for the PSU and an HDMI out. Hooray! So you can also watch your 1080p videos, because the NVIDIA Tegra 2 platform is of course capable of doing 1080p playback. Or you can play your latest Android games from the Tegra Zone on your huge 50-inch whatever flat screen TV in your living room. That's my camera. Still need to get a new one, by the way, so Canon, if you would like to sponsor me, I really loved your Canon Vixia HF200. Shameless plug, I know, but still. Yeah, that's already the mechanism that I wanted to show you, right? That's the slider mechanism. So look at this. I can just grab it here, and then, woo! And you know what? I have to tell you, this is very, very solid. Here we go. Now, over there you can see this. Is it a hinge? I don't even know how this is called in English. Excuse my limited vocabulary. But I can tell you one thing, the build quality is very, very solid. I really like this. In general, this is something that I notice about ASUS in the last 3 years. For me, one of the most innovative companies on the mobile computing market at the moment. They're really trying to do something else that no one else did before. Well, we've seen slider mechanism. We've also seen an HTC shift. But who is doing anything like this with an Android tablet right now? And who is also doing it with such a decent keyboard? I really love that. It's flat. That means you don't have any palm wrist or something. But it gives you great feedback. It's bending a little bit actually, but you won't notice it while you're typing. And so yeah, I just love it how this product feels in general. When you're holding it in your hands, it's very smooth on the edges. While if I would compare this to the ePad transformer, which is right now in its docking station, so let's get it out of here. Here we go. When you're holding this one, it's kind of edgy, right? It kind of rough edges here, and as you can see, it's also a little bit wider just to match this 10-inch keyboard form factor. This would be something that I would like to point out next. Let's make sure that I can get the transformer back into its docking station. Okay, here we go. First of all, before we're taking a look at the keyboard, let's take a look how thick this device is. So on the bottom you can see the transformer with its keyboard docking station. On the top there is the ePad slider. There's definitely a difference in terms of weight. This is 960 grams, but it feels kind of light. Well, this was docking stations like, I think it was like 1300 grams. So, but of course, when we're just using a tablet here, oh geez, the tablet transformer was like 660, 680 grams. Too many specifications, I tell you that. Why can't all manufacturers do the same tablet? Just rebrand it. Just kidding, sorry. Yeah, so let's take a look at the slider when it's booting up, because I think that's pretty decent in terms of boot up speed. Here's the power button. Did I tell you guys that it sports a 1.2 megapixel camera on the front and a 5 megapixel camera on the back? It comes with Android Honeycomb, as you know, and we're going to check out which Honeycomb version it runs and what pre-installed apps we have here. So the boot up time was quite quick, right? I would guess like 20 seconds, 25 seconds. If you compare this to an HP touchpad, which needs like a minute or so to boot up, this is great. What you notice immediately is that the camera isn't zoomed in. Well, that's what I'm doing right now. Here we go. So we have this customized Android Honeycomb experience from ASUS. So we have different buttons over here. These are customized widgets. There's a weather widget, there's an email widget, and it's this ASUS background, or is this a Honeycomb background? I don't even know. I think it's an ASUS background. Let's go to apps. And what do we have over here? As you can see, NVIDIA Tegra Zone is pre-installed, something that I really like because NVIDIA is really pushing this market, all the Tegra 2 platform, and they're helping developers a lot to release some very decent games. We have the Zinio Reader, which is okay, and we have this MyCloud and MyLibrary and MyNet. These are services from ASUS where you can access, extra backup service over the whatever cloud. So, go to the asus.com, asus.com, my pronunciation. I'm always keeping this old pronunciation of ASUS. We have Layer, which is an augmented reality app that I really like. It's a location-based service, so you're using the camera of your device and then you're just moving around, and it will just put extra information on the wheel picture. So where's the next ATM, where's the next restaurant, and whatever. We have a file manager that we've already seen at the at the ePad transformer, but that's about it in terms of pre-installed software. A little bit disappointing. Come on, get at least one game on there, right? Just to show your users about the graphic performance of this device. But what we can do is we can go into settings, and we're checking out which Android version. Here we go. It's Android 3.1, and I'm pretty sure that we should expect an upgrade on 3.2 very soon. The interesting part of this is here, this mobile dock version. This is something that also shows up on the ePad transformer as soon as you put it into the docking station. So of course the docking station, or the keyboard docking station itself, is kinda attached to the slider, as you can see, and as I already told you before, and as you know. So I guess that's about it, right? In general, in terms of build quality, hey, congratulations ASUS, you're doing a fantastic job recently. The keyboard is great feedback, the screen is gorgeous. I mean, that's an IPS display, as you can see, right? That is pretty cool, huh? And also this mechanism feels very, very solid. Now look at this. And I love the way you can hold it. It's a little bit smaller, it's a little bit thicker than the ePad transformer. It's of course heavier than the ordinary tablet, but this is a tablet on steroids somehow, right? If you like transformer, and if you can get around with like 8 hours of battery life, I think you really, really want to take a look. Oh my god, the accelerometer is fast. Huh? There you go. You should really take a look at the ePad slider. I think it's a great device. But keep one thing in mind. Honeycomb isn't a desktop operating system. It's still a mobile OS. But if you want to use like a couple of Google servers like Google Docs or whatever, if you're writing longer emails and you still want to have the experience of a tablet, I think the ASUS ePad Slider SL101 is the device you want to take a look at. So if you ask me what I would choose, seriously, this one has like 16 hours of battery life with its docking station. It's quite heavy, right? And it's bulky. This one only has like 8 hours of battery life. It's a 25 watt hour battery in there. It feels good. I love the idea of having this additional keyboard. Gosh, I can't stop showing you the mechanism. Let me do it once more. Watch out, it's almost automatically. Here we go. Woo! If you want to have something fancy, you need to invest a little bit more money. You're getting a little bit less battery life. But I tell you one thing for sure, you're getting a design statement, a solid build quality, a very solid build quality, and a really cool device. That's the ASUS ePad Slider SL101. I'm Sasha for netbooknews.com. Thank you so much for watching.